Not just Prince of Darkness, Black Sabbath bassist reveals Ozzy Osbourne was also the Prince of Laughter. Ozzy Osbourne's death marked the end of an era in heavy metal. As news of his death sent shockwaves through the music industry, fans and fellow musicians alike mourned the loss of the Prince of Darkness. Echoing the sentiments, Black Sabbath bassist Terence Geezer Butler penned an emotional essay in remembrance of his friend and bandmate for the Sunday Times. The musician shared his poignant memories of their final days together and the enduring bond they shared over 5 decades. The duo, along with guitarist Tony Iommi and drummer Bill Ward, recently reunited for the first time in 2 decades to perform in Aston. Recalling Osbourne's final days at rehearsals, Butler wrote, "I knew he wasn't in good health, but I wasn't prepared to see how frail he was. He was helped into the rehearsal room by 2 helpers and a nurse and was using a cane. Being Ozzy, the cane was black and studded with gold and precious stones. He didn't really say much beyond the usual greetings, and when he sang, he sat in a chair. We ran through the songs, but we could see it was exhausting him after 6 or 7 songs. We had a bit of a chat, but he was really quiet compared with the Ozzy of old. After a couple more weeks we were ready for the show." He continued, "To me, Ozzy wasn't the Prince of Darkness. If anything, he was the Prince of Laughter. He'd do anything for a laugh, a born entertainer. I first became aware of him when I'd walk home from all-nighters at a rock club called the Penthouse, in Birmingham. I had long hair down past my shoulders and looked like a hippie. Ozzy would be on the other side of the road on his way from the Soul all-nighters in Brum, with his cropped hair and mod suit. Complete opposites of each other. Little did I know then that within a year we would form what would become Black Sabbath and create a whole new form of rock music." Talking about their initial days as a band, Butler shared that Black Sabbath's first gig ended up in a massive brawl. However, the bandmates soon became inseparable brothers in arms, always looking out for each other. He wrote, "People always thought Ozzy was a feral wild man, but he had a heart of pure gold. Most of his infamous antics, the Bat Saga, biting the head off a dove, pissing on the Alamo, snorting lines of ants, and the rest came in his solo years, away from the restraints of the Sabbath crew. But if you were a friend in need, Ozzy was always there for you. When my son was born with a heart defect, Ozzy called me every day to see how I was coping, even though we hadn't spoken for a year." Butler concluded his essay, writing, "Nobody knew he'd be gone from us little more than 2 weeks after the final show. But I am so grateful we got to play one last time together in front of his beloved fans. The love from the fans and all the bands, musicians, singers, and solo artists that night was incredible. Everyone had come to pay homage to the Prince. I am so privileged to have spent most of my life with him. Of course there are millions of things I will think of that I should have written, but how can I sum up 57 incredible years of friendship in a few paragraphs? God bless, Ounce, it has been one hell of a ride. Love you." Ozzy Osbourne died on July 22, roughly 2.5 weeks after his farewell concert. He was 76. Stay updated with the latest news from Hollywood, upcoming English movie releases, red carpet moments, box office collections, reviews, and trailers. Download the NEWS18 app. Latest blogs.